Hey guys, Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for The Hunger Games, and it's a movie that came out this week. I know I usually just do comic book reviews, or I do comic book television reviews, or comic book movie reviews, or comic book related things, but I wanted to do a review for this movie because I've been really excited for this movie, and I want to tell you guys if I liked it, if I didn't like it, and I wanted to tell you guys a point of view of someone that didn't read the books and just been really listening to all the hype, and really have been excited from hearing the story and been hearing while watching the trailer. So let's talk about the movie, and I'm going to only give a little summary because it is a complicated movie, so I don't want to give that much away, and when you guys watch the movie or you read a different summary, you guys will understand. But I'm going to give you a little summary, tell you what it's about. So this movie's about 12 districts, and they pick a girl and a boy to go into the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games is a television show where kids fight to the death, 24 kids fight to the death in this television show, and only one person wins. And the one person that wins gets a lot of glory for their district, and it's a good thing that they win. And we follow the journey of Katniss, who's the main character, and we follow her journey through the Hunger Games and what she had to deal with. So, let's talk about the good and the bad in this movie. The first good thing I really liked about it was the emotion. Right from the beginning, we get to see the emotion of this movie. We get to see, because the person who was actually supposed to get into the Hunger Games for Katniss District, which was District 12, was her sister Prim, who was just 12 years old. So Katniss says, "I volunteer for Tribune," because she's not going to allow her sister to die in the battlefield of the Hunger Games. She didn't want that. So she's like, "I'll volunteer. I'm going to volunteer for my sister because I don't want to see my sister die or, really have a hard time in the Hunger Games." And pretty much probably die because she's very young. So Katniss knew that. So Katniss volunteers. And you could see the emotion of when Prim sees that Katniss volunteered and Katniss is walking up on the stage. You could just see that emotion of them letting go of each other, them screaming at each other, and you get to see that emotion. And something that I think was something that really intensified that emotion was the silence. No music, no anything like no Beyonce playing in the background. It was just silent, and you could just hear the screams, and you could hear that. Well, you could see that emotion because of that silence, and I think that was a really great element in the whole entire movie. With very emotional scenes, we get to see that silence, but from the beginning, we get to see that emotion of a family being torn apart, not knowing if you'll be alive, and you get to see that the Hunger Games is a very serious thing to the districts and to the capital, who controls the Hunger Games, and don't have to worry about bringing their kids to the Hunger Games and dying. This is entertainment for them. Oh yeah, I'm gonna see which kid wins. You can see that it's kind of like the Olympics in a really crazy way in this movie. It's like a twisted Olympics. I think that's the best way to put it, because it's a game to them, and they're like, "Oh, I think this person's gonna win." They really have a lot of potential, and they like analyze who's gonna win. They analyze, yeah, this person's definitely gonna die quick, and these are real people they're talking about, Now you really get to see how serious this is from the district's point of view and the capital's point of view. And I just thought that was really great. I'm glad that they showed so much emotion, and they did it in a great way with that silence and no music in this movie. Also, something that I really liked in this movie was Katniss. She was a great a great character, I would say, because Jennifer Lawrence does a great job with her character. She's a likable character, and even though she does like things that maybe aren't likable, to the Capitol's point of view, she's a likable character. You want to see her live, and I think that's very important. Jennifer Lawrence played her really greatly. She did a great job on the role, and it's just the emotion was there, her acting was there, and it made her character, the most important character for the movie, make the movie great, because this character, like I said, you want her to live, and she's not annoying. She's a strong female character also, and I think that was really great for this movie. Also, another thing that I really liked was the relationships in this movie, and I'm not saying romance relationships that a lot of people think are in this movie, because a lot of people compare this movie to Twilight or Harry Potter. But it's nothing like those movies. It's, yes, it's based on a book, but it's just such a different story. And, I have to say, in this movie, it's not, it's something different, I would say. It's not anything we've seen before, because I have to say I've never seen a movie like this. And it makes me want to know what happens next, because like I said, there's no movie like this. So you don't know what's going to happen next. And it doesn't feel like these characters have happened before, because some movies like, oh, I've seen this character before, you know, Ditzy, or yeah, this character I've seen before. It's not a repeated character. It's like you really see that this is a different character we haven't seen before with Katniss and all the other characters in this movie also. But like I was saying about the relationship thing, I'm glad that we don't get to see, you know, romance like Twilight and all that. We do get to see a little romance. We get to see, alright, she likes this person named Gale, but Gale's hardly in the movie, which I was kind of disappointed because I like Liam Hemsworth, but I think probably in the next movie we'll see him a little bit more. And, Peeta, who's another, love interest in this movie, but we don't get to see the love interest that much. We get to see a little, but it's more about the survival in this, movie. It's more about, alright, the reason I'm in a relationship with Peeta, and the reason that I want people like me and Peeta is that way people like us, and we could get more food and more water, because if people like you, they send you things. So the relationship is not more of like, oh, I love you. No, it's not Twilight. It's not that. It's really the movie's big theme in this is survival. So, yes, there is romance in this movie, but not a lot at all. It's not the center of the movie. It's hardly even a subcategory of the movie. Because right where the romance is, it is because of survival. So, that's what I think was great about this movie, because a lot of people are turned off from movies that have a lot of romance, because, oh yeah, a lot of romance is all it's going to be is gushy, you know, romance. In my opinion, I think I like seeing a little romance in the movie, but I think they did it perfectly. You get a little romance, but it's really trying to point out to survival, and I think that was really great for this movie. Another character I liked, remember when I said I really like Katniss, there's another character in this movie called named Rue, who's in the Hunger Games, and she's just a little girl, and she's just trying to survive, and other people are like grouping up and killing people, and like I said, it's a very gruesome movie, so you really see, in a way, a PG-13 way, that it's a gruesome thing to kill children, and you get to see that, and you see how some people really enjoy killing them. The kids get to enjoy it, some of them, and they group up and say, oh, we have to kill this person, and then other people are just trying to survive, and they know this is a bad thing, and some of them just want to run away, and they know they have to kill people, they don't want to kill people. So, that's really a big element in this movie, too. As we see the Hunger Games, we get to see different personalities of people. And now, like I was saying with Rue, she's kind of like Katniss. She's just trying to stay away. If she has to, she's going to have to kill somebody, but she's just trying to stay away. She's not grouping up with anybody. But her and Katniss meet up, and they become friends. They do. And something I liked about, I think, actually, one of the reasons I think Katniss became friends with Rue is because Katniss saw Rue as Pym. Pym was supposed to be chosen. Her sister was supposed to be chosen to be in the Hunger Games, and she saw that I'm gonna protect her because I see Rue as like my sister. So I really like that, and I think that's really why Katniss became friends with Rue, because she saw her sister in her, and that was one of great friendships in this movie, and what I really enjoyed. So this movie, I have to say, was great for all those things. There's so many great elements in this movie. The only things I didn't like about this movie, it really wasn't that big, the action scenes. The shaky camera, I know why they did it. It was because it is a PG-13 movie, so they can't be gruesome, and so they do shaky cam. That way, it's like, oh, punching, you know. I feel like it should have been more combat, in my opinion. I think I would have liked to see a little bit more combat. Maybe a little, they don't really have to show that much blood, but just, you know, fist punching, whatever. So I would like to see, you know, more combat in the action scenes. I was kind of disappointed with that, because it kind of got you a little dizzy with the shaky cam, and I feel like I really would have wanted to see those fights and those combats a little bit more. But yeah, so I didn't really love the action scenes. Well, not the action scenes, but the fighting scenes. I think those could have been a little bit better, but still the shaky cam was good because it is a PG-13 movie. They didn't want to be gruesome because they didn't want to make it rated R, so I understand why they did that. Another thing I wish they had was, because I think in the books they had more of, at least what I've heard, because like I said, I've never read the books. I think they had more of describing why this capital is doing this, how these districts became districts. I think they describe a little bit more of a background story on that. I just think they didn't have enough time in the movie to do that, but I'm hoping in the next movie we get to see more about the background of the districts and more about the background of the capital. So I wish I did get to see that a little bit more, and I want to read the books because I didn't get to see those the background of that. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it makes us say, all right, I want to learn more about this, so I'll pick up the books to learn more about it and see a little insight on it. Another thing I did not like about this movie, I mean, there really wasn't much not to like about this movie, to tell you the truth. And one thing I didn't like was, there wasn't much rebellion in this movie. Towards the end, I'm not going to spoil the ending, of course. I think there should have been a little bit more rebellion in this movie, but I think from the second and third movie, it's going to be more rebellion. But I don't think it was a lot of rebellion in this movie. I wish I got to see that a little bit. But the ending is kind of cliffhanger-ish. He's like, yeah, I want a little bit more, come on. So this actually makes me want to read the books. I'm going to get the books because I really love this movie. In my opinion, it's one of my favorite movies. I think it could, it's really a big range of people liking this movie. It's not like, all right, we're gonna try to aim at the girls for this movie. We're gonna try to aim at the guys for the movie. It's really a mix. So I think a girl and a guy could really love this movie. I think this is a movie that a lot of people could love. And it's like I said, it's a very different movie because it has so many elements. It has action. It has a little romance, but really not really. But survival. It just has so many elements that a person could enjoy it. For me, I just loved everything about this movie. It was one of my favorites. Like I said, I give this 5 stars. I'm glad that the hype was worth it. Wasn't disappointing at all. Again, there was maybe a little things I didn't like because I wanted more from it. The only thing I didn't like from the movie was the action scenes, but I wanted more. I wanted more from that cliffhanger. I wanted more from the rebellion. So I wanted more, and I think that's great for a movie, and I'm gonna read the books, definitely. I'm gonna read the first book, second book, and third book. I'm so excited to read the books, because I can't wait until another movie to find out what happens next. So, tell me your guys' opinions about this movie. Do you think you're gonna see it? If you did see it, did you like it? What things did you like about it? And this is Comic Uno. Hope you guys enjoy. Bye.